Look what I got. Dang, I can't believe it. So, today, I just wanted to make this video. It's been a while. The last time I think I made a video, it was like a third or fourth stripe white belt. And it's been a while. It's been almost 2 years now. And it's been 2 years altogether. It took me to get my blue belt. And man, this journey, humbling, painful, motivating. Honestly, though, one of the best things I've ever done. Um, just what it took to get to this point. Not a lot of people can do it. Um, I didn't really realize it till later, like how much percentage of people actually get to their blue belt. That it's not very much, and there's a lot of people that they say. I mean, it is true that the white belt is the hardest belt to get, and it's all about just starting your journey, and getting off the couch, getting active, getting physical, mentally, and putting yourself out there. Getting out of that comfort zone. So I've made videos on this in the past, just the reasons why, but I'll kind of revisit it here real quick. I started mainly for fitness reasons, but I always kind of had a fascination for jiu-jitsu. Going back to the first UFCs, like everybody else. In my time, when I was already finishing high school and right coming out of high school, UFCs were just getting started, and I was just amazed like everybody else. Hoist Gracie dominating people that were bigger, and just I was just like, how did this happen? But so in the back of my mind, I always had jiu-jitsu there, but I didn't know how it would relate to me in my life. So here I am, fast forward, 52 years old now, and I've been doing it for 2 years, and just got the blue belt. So it teaches you patience. Because it does take a while. I mean, altogether, you can, if you don't get any serious injuries, you keep training. They say you can get your black belt like in 10 years. And there's some exceptions to that. You can do it a lot faster if you train every day, of course. But for me, I work a regular 9 to 5, and I can only train like 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and it's at 5 a.m. Team no sleep, a zombie crew. But it turns out, it was the best thing that ever happened. It's the time that I have, and that's the most important thing. Just making time that you can get there, to stay consistent and not take time away from your family. I mean, for me, working out, either whether it's weights or jujitsu, before everybody wakes up, it doesn't take time away from them, and you're not, gone when you should be home and you should be spending time with your family. Now, if you're single, that's a whole different story. I can't speak on that, but I do have a large family, and I do have a lot of responsibilities. And to top it off, working 9 to 5, you do get tired. I work overtime a lot, so there's no way I can make it in the evenings. And 5 a.m. works for me and a few other guys. And we're down. We got our crew there. We're the old man jiu-jitsu crew, and we're doing it, man. Checkmat, Exeter, California. I love it. And my coach over there, Fabricio Machado, world class coach. Very nice person, and on the mats and off the mats. And I appreciate him very much. I appreciate all the people there, all my training partners. Without them, it's virtually impossible to do what we need to do there. So, just going back to being a white belt real quick, revisiting that. It's a grind. I mean, I was getting smashed all the time in the beginning, and that's just baptism by fire. Everybody goes through it. It's just you not knowing anything basically, and even still now, I still don't know. I don't know, and that's blue belt is just one little step higher. Doesn't mean everything, or not even a lot necessarily. It just means that you were consistent, you showed up, and you stayed disciplined, basically, because you're there, you're grinding. And yeah, like I said, I got smashed a lot, swept, choked, arm barred, bow and arrow choke. Those days. There's days when you're at work and you're like this. You got to turn with your whole body because your neck is sore. I mean, things like that. Battling through a few injuries I had. But all when it's all said and done, I want to say for myself that I was consistent. And I think that was key. It helped me out being 52 years old to achieve some flexibility. I still got a long way to go on that, and I'm working on it. And mobility, flexibility, it just comes with time. It comes with getting more limber, getting stretched, warmed up, and learning how to move. Because this is movements we don't normally do, and we don't normally use. Arms, legs, everything at the same time, raising up your body, basically in a crunch position. And I remember at first it was hard. It was hard just to get my legs up, hold them there. And it's a lot of ab work. And over time, things get a little easier. It never gets all the way easier, but it gets a little easier. So don't give up if you're out there and you're a white belt. Keep going, man, especially if you're an older guy. I mean, it's one of the best things you can do as far as physically and mentally. It sets up your whole day, man. I mean, I get into conversations with my boss. He actually trains too. And we say to each other, jokingly, like, hey, man, we know it could always be worse. Whatever situation we're handling at work, it could always be worse. You could be getting smashed by a super heavy, heavyweight, and you're barely trying to breathe. And we know we've been in worse spots before, and, it's just about staying patient and breathing, finding that little space to breathe. But like I said, being a blue belt, it's not about, knowing everything. It's about proving that you won't quit, basically, to yourself. And that's all I got to say, too, is that, do it for yourself. Do it, don't do it for other people. You don't need to seek the approval of everybody and their opinion of you. They're going to have it regardless. But what I always like to say, it's you versus you. Don't let it deter you from your journey. Your journey is your journey. Everybody has their own journey. And the jiu-jitsu journey, the gentle art, it could be life-changing. So, confidence-wise, physical-wise, mental-wise, stay with it, guys. Stay with it. So, not to make it, 20-minute video, but moving on, training, put in the time. And finally, my coach says, hey, I want you to start studying for the blue belt test. So I'm like, studying, shoot, what does it have to do? Textbook, what's going on, moves. I have a bad memory as it is, and it seems like I get the technique, I learn it right there, and it's sticking pretty good. And then a couple of days go by, and I just forget certain parts of it. And man, it could kind of get on you mentally, thinking, shoot, am I ever gonna remember this stuff? But it's all about muscle memory. It's about, doing it, repeating it. They say, thousands of reps is only going to help you, I can't remember how many thousand my coach was saying, but I want to say something like 10,000 reps, let's just say, of an arm bar before you finally perfect or get close to it, and where it just comes out automatic. You don't have to think about any steps. It just flows. So, stay with it, man. We all forget, I'm pretty sure, but as you get up in age, memory's not as sharp as it used to be. You know what I mean? They say you're not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Well, hey, I can say that. But hey, I'm working on it. You know what I mean? That's one of the reasons why I quit drinking too, is because I can be mentally sharp, more than I was. And it does affect you a lot, like for days after the fact. So just think about that, man. It wasn't good for me and for what I had to do. And another one of the best decisions I've ever made. But having said all that, having a blue belt now, what does that mean to me? Does that mean, oh, I'm better than this and this and that? No, it doesn't, man. To me, it means responsibility. It means when another white belt, or anyone for that matter, if they need help, if they need, which we should be doing anyways, but you kind of don't want to be the blind leading the blind. But on a very basic thing, if somebody asks you and you did happen to hear and you do happen to know, and if you do know, share the knowledge, don't be a gatekeeper. And, I know it's kind of fun to not give up your best move or technique just because you know it better than the guy that you're going to end up sparring with, or, and you don't want to give up the moves. But it is hard, like you're training at your gym. We're all learning at the same time, and everybody knows each other's moves. Everybody knows each other's tendencies and their favorite moves. So it does get hard. I'm not going to lie. I could kind of gatekeep only to the end of class. And if something I was doing was working, then hey, I'm gonna let them know. I'm gonna say, hey man, you almost had me, but you didn't do this, or this is what I was doing, so that's why you couldn't do this or that. So it's all good and fun. You know what I mean? We're not there to kill each other, and we're only there to make each other better. So those are your friends right there. Those are your training partners. You're there to make each other better. It doesn't mean nothing if you get tapped, or you go for 5 years without any, you're there to learn. So you don't learn if you don't get tested and you don't lose from time to time. It's hard to learn, because that's how you learn, by losing. So anyhow, going back to the blue belt promotion. Oh, what an awesome day, man. My coach showed me, hey, be ready. And what it was, it wasn't a textbook. It wasn't anything like that. It was, he wanted us, he gave us, this is how we do it anyways. There's actually, a list of moves, that you were expected to know. And it was nothing crazy. It was just, basic stuff, and guard moves, and, retention, and, sweeps, attacks, throws, just kind of a basic understanding, and the ability to demonstrate that. That's what we did. And I don't know how everybody else does it. Some people have told me, people do different things, So I'm all gi. So I do all my training in the gi, and that's what I tested in. And there was another guy who was another blue belt. We were both taking our test together. So we had, that was our person to demonstrate the move on. And I was nervous, man. I was nervous big times, because like I said, I don't have the greatest memory. But once we got going, and the sweat was going, and just things just started coming in my head, and it was muscle memory. And I did practice though for weeks leading up, and that did help, and I had to come in on days I didn't normally train, come in on Saturdays, open mat time, whatever. But it meant a lot to me. I really wanted to get my blue belt. I know, like it was, like I said earlier, it's not a lot of people can get it, and then people do get it, and then they end up quitting, which is another story. It's another video. I won't get into that right now, but just getting to this point was it means a lot, but for all good reasons. But that day when I did test, I ended up passing. As you saw, I had the belt. I got the belt. We had a seminar. So just so happens that my coach learned and trained with Lucas Leite, um, and he's down south now. I think it's La Habra. He has his gym, and he's a world champ if you don't know, and checkmate. And he came down for a seminar, and it was the blue belt promotion day. I'm pretty sure my coach planned it like that. I feel honored. I feel blessed to be able to receive my blue belt with him there, and he actually him and my coach handed it to me, and put it on you, take the white one off. I thought I don't want to get into this too much, but there's a debate back and forth about getting the promotion where you get hit with the belt and you walk the gauntlet. Let me just say we didn't do that. I don't want to get into details why and why not, and that's a whole nother video. But yeah, we did do some type of I did. It's like a throw. We do a throw on me and flip me, and that's what we did that day. But did I want to do gauntlet? I was ready. I was ready for it. You know what I mean? I always do crazy stuff like that, ready or not. You know what I mean? That's just how I am. I competed at 3 months, so I could say I wasn't ready, but hey, let's just do it. I'm just crazy like that. But anyhow, it was amazing. We did a seminar, and it was on coyote, which is Lucas's specialty, coyote guard. And dude, it was amazing. 2 hours, and he came to our school and did that seminar. We did our promotion ceremony. We had people, and it was a lot of people getting their blue belt. And yeah, it was great, man. My wife was there to see everything, and it just felt like, man, I accomplished something. It's nothing crazy. Doesn't mean you're the master or whatever, but being an older person, and it's just like you can do things. Don't give up. Don't think just because you're older, you're done, and I'm old, I can't do that, this and this and that. You can do more than you think, man. Let me tell you. You know what I mean? You don't sell yourself short. You got to believe in yourself, man. Things can happen, and get yourself in shape. Get yourself in physically shape. Get yourself mentally shape. One of the things my coach said when he gave a little speech, a little talk, when he gave me my belt, it was like, he was like, man, you're the most consistent person here that comes, and you hardly, I think in 2 years you probably missed like maybe 2-3 classes, which is true. And I'm just like that, man. Like I feel like I need to be dependable, and I don't know where I got that from. Could have been my dad, could have been, I don't know. It's just a trait that I have, and it served me well. And sometimes it goes to your disadvantage, but this time it served me well, because 3 is kind of like the minimum that you can train to retain stuff, and it worked. And yeah, it was a great experience right there, giving my belt. And he's telling me how, yeah, when you first came in, I didn't think you were gonna make it. Like, I had never heard that from him. I was like, shoot, was I that bad, or what happened? I don't know. It's just one, you can't always tell. So when I see new people come in, I'm like, man, I don't know. I mean, but then I don't know. You know what I mean? We don't. So everybody's different, and something could just change in your mind, or it could just click, and you're like, dude, I need this. You know what I mean? Like, discipline wise, and then you just you do it. When you don't feel like it, and you come on days when you're tired, and you're not feeling it. But that's what discipline is. Doing it when you don't feel like it, and it, in the end, it'll pay off big times. So here I am, blue belt, trying to get the purple now. Just got to put the time in. God willing, it does come. But as long as I keep going and persevere, God willing, I don't get any major injuries, And thanks. I just want to say thanks to all my teammates, my coach, any other people that coached me along the way. Black belt Chris comes in. People from Fresno Check Mat, they come in on open mats. Cool people. Mateus Luna, everybody. I mean, there's a lot of good people that and they're all willing to help you. And especially, you know, older people, and I see a lot of respect there, and I appreciate that. And yeah, they'll push you. They'll push you to get better. And you know, if you're a white belt, I just want to leave you with this, man. Keep showing up. Your time is coming, and you know, persevere. You can do more than you think, man. So don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, and if you want to see more jiu-jitsu content, you know, I'll try to put that out for you. Leave it in the comments. Give me an os in the comments, and that'll be the sign to make another video. But appreciate you guys out there. Daddy Rooster 88, peace out.